Isaias. I'm here with my supervisor, who is also accompanying me at AMCIS. Well, the agenda is the content, state of art, what are the research on IT governance at universities, what is the research objective in this paper, the methodology, and the final the reference. Well, the first group of IT created a dependence to the IT governance, a special attention to the IT governance. But what is IT governance? IT governance are the right decisions, the structures, the process to have a better decision making in the companies and use the better IT to the better outcomes for profit, for the better alignment, in the case of university for better teaching, better research. And a framework of IT governance can be developed with the structures, process, and relation mechanism. It is a proposal by Stephen Hines in the article 2018. This proposal is structures, process, and relation mechanism is well known in the literature, and it is adopted by several authors. However, a mechanism that is maybe suitable for organization, example, financial industry, can be not for a specific industry, example, health or higher education industry. I'm using here the contingent theory because the IT governance model depends on the science, regional difference, the country, culture, and the specific industry. In this case, we are paying attention for the higher education industry. Well, what the motivation is the importance that universities represent for the worldwide, especially for the society, the mission of the universities in the society. Universities are organizations that are depending on high IT infrastructure to improve the mission. The technology at universities consists of a variety of applications, different platforms, different systems, cloud applications to provide good courses, e-learning educations, research, to do international network. Well, for context, the motivation also has stayed in the MySQL and Journey Information Technology in 2015. There are two articles about IT governance that research on IT are scarce. And it's necessary more research, more studies on IT governance in all kinds of industry. And another point is the research on IT governance, specifically at our university, are scarce. We did a literature review, a search on IS library, just found 4 articles on IT governance, specifically for universities. In general, in other databases, such as Scopus and Web of Science, we find 26 articles on IT governance, specifically for university proposal. Here's our overview of the research on IT governance at universities. They are the main research. The most of the students usually take a specific framework, such as IQ, COVID, and customize it for a specific context. But our proposal is not, okay, I have IQ, I want to create a new model, okay, having a new model specific for the context. Rather I'm using COVID, and they create a new model, customized COVID for a specific country. No. I have one model in the literature and put this model in the ground, another author create a new model customize this model for another specific context. The idea is to identify mechanisms for the specific context and to continue the study of the Stephen DeHaes that proposed a model that is based on structure, process, and relation mechanisms for the specific context of the university. Then the research objective is to identify the most appropriate IT governance mechanisms for universities. Our research methodology is exploratory studies. In exploratory studies at four universities, we are using a case study. Qualitative with semi-structured interview. We collected data in 10 different universities from different contexts. In the science example in Netherlands, we collected data university specifically for teaching, and another university with research characteristics. And my two public universities in Brazil, one university in Israel, in Portugal, in Spain, and other private universities in Brazil. We try to collect the data university with different contexts. Science and listen, focus on teaching, focus on research, focus on other learning. We try to collect the data with 10 different universities. It's to improve our sample. Data collection. We use a questionnaire based on Stephen DeHaes, with interviews specifically for the CIO and IT coordinator, IT director, since these people are the main responsible for decision making in IT in all kinds of companies. We use a questionnaire with 46 mechanisms of structures, process, and relation mechanism at the level of implementation of this mechanism from 0 to 5, what is the effectiveness of this mechanism in practice, and ease of implementation. Well, but the objective is not to have only mechanisms from the literature, but mechanisms from the practitioner field, from the industry. Then we start with a list with 46 mechanisms from literature review, and also we ask to, if they would like to include a new mechanism that is not included in the list to the specific context of universities. Use the Myers and Credo recommendation. How many interviews, how many cases are necessary? The cases depend on when you don't have a new insight, a new information, we reach our saturation point. Then we start collecting interview 1, interview N is our saturation point. Here is the list of interview and cases. We can count also cases because we collect the data from other sources, such as IT website, the IT tag. There are 10 interviews, and we ask you to like to include a new mechanism for the specific context at the university. We'd like to, it's appropriate to IT governance that's not included, and the literature review, and then the first mechanism suggests disruptive methodology for innovation. The second mechanism is visual framework. It is a specific framework for the Dutch reality, such like IQ, COVID, or other frameworks. The third one, a dashboard, process management office, a knowledge sharing among universities, a partnership between university and software industry, a knowledge sharing among universities, and we the third one, the final one suggests 3 new mechanisms. And at the 5 interviews, we reach our saturation point. We did more 13 interviews, and no new mechanism was included, was projected. Then, at the 50 interview, we reach our saturation point. The meta-analysis we transcribe all the interviews to the individual software. We create 3 main categories, namely structures, process, and relation mechanisms. Other studies in this area adopted the same approach. We did perform interpretative data analysis when we code these mechanisms to these 3 main categories and inside the 46 IT governance mechanisms. For example, the category, the first suggested mechanism, methodology to manage disruptive innovation, was included in the process mechanism. BSL we didn't include and adopted as a suggested mechanism because we understood that it was only more one mechanism, only one framework for the specific context of method, for accounting. So then, after analyzing all the data, doing interpretive data analysis, content analysis using individual software, we identified 6 new mechanisms. The first mechanism is a methodology disruptive for innovation. One CIO from the Netherlands said this is necessary and specific context at universities to have a methodology to manage innovation, to provide to universities, especially that use e-learning, it's necessary to be innovative, to innovate. Then it's necessary inside the IT department mechanism to manage disruptive innovation at the university. The second one suggests a structure. It is a structure mechanism that is process managed office. To have a structure, a process managed office at institutional level to help the university manage the process, to help to improve the process. The third one, dashboard that is not just a BI software, but a tool with a panel with indicators for the people from the business and even for IT to have the better decision making. The third one, knowledge sharing among universities. Universities in the same country, especially the public, need to share knowledge among the universities. Different than industry, it's difficult in industry to share knowledge with other industries because they are competitors. The only thing they look at is for the profit. Different to than universities. I can example. One example is the UCIS and UK association with all the public universities, University of Oxford share information with some other universities of Scotland, University of Edinburgh, and some other universities. And another example is in Netherlands. There is an association, the name is SERV. All the universities share knowledge with others. For example, at University of Rotterdam, I have a problem CIO to solve. I can call to the University of Twente, to the University of Utrecht, with my friend. And his CIO in another university, I can call. Different than industry. It's not possible in industry. They are competitors. Then it's a new mechanism to suggest. It's a good point. They can optimize the research because they share knowledge, they share experience, they share practice, they share projects. And the fifth mechanism is a partnership between university and software industry. At the university, there are many companies such as Microsoft, Apple, Google, and they provide some projects, good research for the universities. And then the universities need to do partnership with the software industry to provide the better solutions for your students, for your researchers. And one way is to do the partnership with something. There are some examples. Dell, IBM provide some good resources for the universities, good tools that are interesting and to provide the better option or alternative to the university. The last one mechanism is international standards, common solutions. Universities in the same country should use adopt international solution, same solution at university. For example, in one country, if you adopt the same software as for IT management, it's better I share knowledge with my coworker with on the same university. I share courses, we share courses, practice. Example, in Brazil, there are 59 public universities, but each one university adopt a different software. But the government is the same. If you have you have standardization, it's better I create course, I develop course, I share information, and then a good point is to adopt the same, to do a benchmark with other universities and to adopt the same solutions. It was a mechanism, example, some countries, for example, here in the United States, there is association because there are over 500 universities that are members, and I read some reports. Many universities adopt the same solution, the same example, business intelligence software. And then when they develop a course, one university develop a course, other 100 universities can attend the course and use this course. I can, with this mechanism, with this adoption, I can save some money, optimize the resource, specifically the resource is public. And private, okay, but if the money comes from government, I need to optimize, I need to adopt solutions to have a better outcome. Well, these 6 mechanisms are in this research, the main implication and main contribution are 6 new mechanisms specifically for the content of universities, where the universities have characteristics different than the industries. And one mechanism of structure, another 3 mechanisms of process, and 2 relation mechanisms. This research shows that it's possible to extend even the highest baseline of the government mechanism, where they developed this baseline specifically for the Belgian industry in 2018 with 33 mechanisms, and in this research includes 6 mechanisms specifically to the context of universities. This list of mechanisms is not just from a literature review, but from a practitioner perspective, from the CEO and from we'd like to ask not just to verify the mechanism from the financial reports at the university. We ask new mechanisms for this specific context. Well, this research has some limitation as well. First of all, we just did interview with CIOs from universities, but we collect data from other sources. The next step after this is we intend to validate this mechanism with business people and with universities different than we collect data. and also to include some mechanisms from the financial industry, plus these mechanisms to create a baseline of IT governance mechanisms specifically for the context of universities.
Do you have time for questions?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Because you. Yes. Are there any questions? Yes.
Just had a paper previous session about shadow IT, and a discussion about from different level of shadow IT adoption in the industry. You also said one of the industries where we find very highly unmanaged IT is research actually, because the researchers are high degree of freedom in selecting which type of software and so on they want to use. So I was finding anything like that in the risk actually connected with something of probably allowing things to happen in research, because not only the researchers know what they actually need and have software already. So if you find anything in research about this degree of freedom that the researchers actually have in starting their own activities.
I appreciate that the university has some autonomy, and then each one are, as Dominica mentioned, they select a different software. The idea is just to create a database with different software from different universities. I mean that each university has a freedom to select software, right?
Within the industry, so for example, at our university, there are some services provided as standard services by the IT department.
Yeah.
And there are other systems running which are some kind of unmanaged because they are dedicated only to research. And the IT department says, hey, we can get out of that. That's not our part. We take care of all the security things and whatever because it's part of the research infrastructure.
Yeah, I perceive in the universities that in research that many universities share the same problem. When IT, not IT department, but faculties adopt the same solution. Okay, I have a project, I have money, I buy the software, buy the solution, but for that specific purpose, but not for at the institutional level.
But there needs to be an institutional decision on such things needs to be allowed. And I think it's some kind of mechanism that not many some kind of project or process. It's actually a non-project.
Yeah.
Area where the government keeps out and try something.
Yeah.
We use on this very late information about the universities. I think we start the typology of Unibross.
Yeah.
Could you go to the slide? Just only to or is it beginning? And this federal and centralized and
The IT governance structure, what kind of...
Did you derive this from Unibross?
Yeah, no, I is that six architects are monopoly, the
monarchy.
Monarchy. And I use them, Stephen behind and Brown.
Okay, they use it, but he's talking about anarchy. Yes, but this is one of
but it's Brown, always Brown is that model. And maybe some universities, there are some federal because there are some central, but some each faculty have the OID. It's a problem because the faculty has a communication problem with the IT central. And then the better one, suggested by the CEOs to have the central, the decision-based IT infrastructure centralized and the operations decentralized at the faculties.
But you can decide in the university that on a local level you have some degree of
yeah,
and this is, I think this is
in practice, I presume 10 cases that this model is not suitable. The best model suggested by the CIO is to have an IT centralized at institutional level, with all the decision making and in the faculties to have decentralized the operations, there is some IT technical to only to help the daily operations, support and something like that.
One of the things that I comment on this one, and it's also the licensure of software. It's such a huge deal. In my university, nobody wants to go to jail right away. There was a time when I think I had some shadow IT on my computer system that I might have acquired from some other source, but that's become very tough to do. In fact, when I was a kid with our IT director, I said, that's not my PC. It's not a PC anymore. It's your PC. Yeah, if you love to use it, but it's not my PC. Most universities have that same sort of pretty strict control over the hardware and software. I would assume that this is in Portugal, Spain.
Yeah. The idea is starting a partnership with software industry to provide genuine software.
Shared IT is a big topic in corporate world.
We are, for example, I'm very taking this research is 15 private universities versus non-profit universities. Once I thought, okay, right now I need to buy a new Adobe license for all our universities, not just for one specific computer or some specific department. And the Adobe license is too expensive. And then the solution was to join 15 universities and to bargain with Adobe, then they had a good price with 15 universities, but half price. Then just one university to buy a lot. But example, in private, public university, it's a good deal because you have 50, 60 universities, you can bargain for top software industry like Adobe, Microsoft, or something like that. So even to buy a business development software or other NVivo for all universities, Atlas TI software, not just software for IT, but software for research.
Are there other questions? I think we have I have it's I think in this kind of research it is always interesting to yes we should find some mechanisms to measure if one university, one institution has a good mixture of governance mechanism or if it hasn't. So how do you or are there plans in your future research to somehow measure the performance of the governance or the mix of governance mechanisms one institution is using?
A good question. Good question. Well, that I found in the literature that okay, the level of adoption of IT governance mechanisms are low. How to find universities that use a high level of mechanism? Does the top universities has a high level of maturity? I don't know. I didn't check if top university Harvard they make what is the this top university IT government mechanism level? I don't know. Maybe future is to using the statistical BLS to verify this mechanism and to verify what the definite variable with IT governance mechanism with IT governance, performance, and university performance. Another thing is that how to measure return on investment on IT at universities. In research or in the ranking, I don't know how to measure return on investment on IT at university. It's also a good question. The idea is to ask them to make the baseline approach to verify, to look some cases, verify the top universities, what of these mechanisms are important, useful. And I perceive that shared knowledge among the universities mechanisms that help so much universities has a good idea, especially in UK.
The research, I'm looking forward to
I intend to maybe try to do a case with top universities because okay, I perceive that okay, they share software, they share knowledge, I can reduce costs, I can improve, optimize my IT. But top universities use this mechanism, what are these mechanisms to the level of my top universities? It's a good research question that I intend maybe in the future to answer into this.
yeah. It's a good plan for the future.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And
I want to thank Matthias and one of the other co-chairs for